Yes, 7 June, around 8 o'clock in the morning here in Vrudge. This is actually a special, it's not just any Ekadashi, Nirjala Ekadashi. And also not just any Nirjala Ekadashi, because this year it's had to be put on Dwadasi, the day of Dwadasi. Yeah. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing because almost, I'd say 70% of Vrindavan was yesterday observing. But why make such an effort? Well, I think it's 2 or 3 Ekadashis back, that Ekadashi gave the answer. Because my room's cleaner. Yes, you're right. I'm cleaning my room. I'm moving things around, cleaning it, cleaning photos, cleaning this, cleaning that. Yeah, might as well take advantage. Might as well take advantage of you. Yeah, everything. The floor is clean, nice. Yeah. So, what it is, and many people are not aware of it, is negative influence. Negative influence, well, those that do not accept that today is Dwadasi, they confirm themselves as smarta brahmanas. Smarta brahmanas, they're brahmanas, so they must be good guys. But that's not the fact. They can know all the verses and everything and be using them for their own purposes. To give just pleasure to themselves, not to give pleasure to God, but give pleasure to themselves. So the smarta brahmanas, they will criticize that we are following today. But the smarta brahmanas, I'll see if I can find it, but it's actually it's very good description of it, of why the division is there. Yeah. Sometimes we're right on, with both of us are right on, both accept. But the smarta brahmanas are doing it against the will of wanting to satisfy the Lord. We're doing it to satisfy the Lord. They're doing it to satisfy themselves with wealth, knowledge, all these things. Okay, so I was sitting here cleaning up and everything, and I was remembering us Tesla. Some people remember Guru. I remember Tesla. Yeah, so I was sitting here remembering Tesla. In reference to what we've been given, and we don't know the value of what we've been given. Here it is, Tesla, 1870s or 80s, no, not, yeah, 1870s or 80s. He comes up with an oscillating electric. First he came up with the first motor, electric motor. Then he comes up with oscillating electricity. The oscillating fire. But then, later on, in around 1890, he comes up with oscillating sound. Now, one person would say, what's the big importance about this? Well, it has been given to us that this creation is made in a certain sequence. False ego, intelligence, mind. And then we go into the Akash, what they call nothing, but it's space, but it is something. And within space, sound is produced. That's where sound is produced. Then, in the evolution, it's still contained, space is still contained in air, but it has evolved, become more dense. That's what's actually happened, become more dense. So we know that the Akash, sound, is a foundation. It's what's fundamental for the manifestation of what we're seeing in this earth. For the manifestation of what we're seeing in this earth, Akash is fundamental. It's more important than fire, because it goes Akash, then it goes air, then it goes fire, then it goes water, and then it goes, of course, to dirt, earth. But we already know this. But Tesla makes a machine. He says, I'll make a machine that oscillates at a certain sound. And sound is, it's just easy to say, oh, sound's coming from air. No, that's the next step. Sound's actually in Akash, in ether. So, Tesla, after his discovery, he actually almost makes an earthquake. That's how important it is. The Akash is more important than fire. Mantras, brahmastras, spoken mantras are much more powerful than an atom bomb. Much more powerful. They're delving with the Akash. We're delving with the fire. And that is restricted. So what he does is he goes to the next building over in New York City, and he puts on the post of that building, the framework of that building. He puts an oscillator, and he starts to oscillate it. He's trying to get the frequency that contradicts the frequency of that metal. The metal has a frequency, it has a sound that it's emitting just naturally, and he's going to reproduce the opposing frequency. So he's dialing it in, and finally he dials it on spot, and the whole building starts shaking. Well, he didn't think it would be that much of an effect. So of course, he sees everybody running out of the building. This is New York City. He sees everybody running out of the building, and he hears sirens and everything. He says, well, I think I better just go ahead and stop this experiment. He's just proven what we already know, is spoken to us. The Akash is more important. Sound is more important than what you would say fire or earth or anything like this. But it's hard for us to put this, to in other words, chew that and get the benefit of what is being said. It's being presented to us so easily. And of course, he went into his workshop and took a sledgehammer to the machine because he saw how dangerous it was. Well, they used the same thing to knock down the Twin Towers. Same place, New York City. They just vibrated it at a certain sound. And he actually found that the sound was a very low sound. Very strong, but very low. In other words, the wave was so long. You know, the wave of the set. Many people won't, but you just have to know its frequency with the opposing frequency. So he came up with the conclusion, which we already know. He said this earth is maintained by sound. This earth is maintained. The basis of the existence of this earth is sound. And we know that chanting Hare Krishna is a very powerful sound, but we don't know how powerful it is. But just delves into it a little bit and gives us an understanding how powerful the Hare Krishna mantra actually is. How much effect it can have. But then you also get a little study and you delve into the hormones of the human being and you get into cortisol, and you find that the sun is controlling cortisol even at 3:30 in the morning. Even at 3:30 in the morning, it's controlling cortisol. And cortisol, what the function, which I didn't totally understand, but I have muscles in my arms, muscles in my feet, but I never knew I had muscles in the veins. I have muscles in my blood veins. The cortisol affects the muscles in the blood vein. It's like if I want to become strong, I flex my muscle. So cortisol flexes that muscle. It's just amazing. But the effect of cortisol during the day changes. And of all the glands that are affected by this cortisol change, the pineal gland shows the most affected. The most affected is the pineal gland. So, just to give an example, I'm here in the daylight. If I go ahead and turn on bright lights in my room, the cortisol is not going to be upset because there's light outside. This is the density of the light that I should be seeing is what is outside. Yeah. We're thinking we have to light up the whole town so that the thieves can't get us. But actually it's very damaging, especially to the pineal gland. Oh, and I have to turn, well, you know, you can't avoid the light on the mobile and everything. You know, I got to use this too. But in the house, the person has to put every light on to make sure that they can see even every corner of the... But it is damaging the effect of cortisol. In other words, you're making cortisol do what it shouldn't do, because cortisol is reacting to the light of the sun. Now you're trying to give it a reaction, and you're at 10 o'clock at night with a bright light on. Your pineal gland is just going haywire. Your body's just going haywire. So then they give it the stamp. Oh, cortisol, it's the stress hormone. No, it's not the stress hormone. It's an indicator that you're doing wrong. That's what it is. Don't try to substitute the light of the sun. Chakshur esha savita sakala grahanam raja samasta suramuti rashesha teja yasyagya pramata sambritta kala chakra govinda mariprusham tamahamajamin chakra. He is the chakra. The chakra is a vibration in every sense. So he is the chakra. He is Raj. In that verse it says Raj. You are the Raj chakra. And by your order, all the other planets are moving. By his order, they're all moving. So you can imagine how strong his control is. So one who wants to, most people don't even care if their pineal gland flips out or not, but those who want to raise their energy to a higher chakra instead of just the sitting chakra, sorry, the sitting chakra, yeah, has a name for it, I can't remember, and they want to raise it up high all the way up to the pineal gland. They'll understand that, just the lighting. But now, I was cleaning my fan, and my fan had so much dirt in it. And a fan is, it's giving me so nice wind, I'm feeling so good and everything, but, sorry to say, it's also disturbing to the pineal gland. Those blades are cutting and forcing. A turbo type fan is a little bit better, but still it's pushing air when it doesn't want to be pushed. Right? So, gotta live with it. It's pretty hot here. Especially when it goes over 100. It gets a little hot. But the air that is pushing is just full of dirt. Not only that, but full of negativity. It's like you're forcing it. It doesn't want to go where you want it to go, and you're forcing it. It's not like a cool breeze that feels enlivening. No. What to speak of air conditioning and all the other ones. But we have to live with it so we can exist. But still, take it in mind. A fan right on top of your head? Oh my Lord. Because we know, just by, fire is one thing, but now you're going all the way up to air, and you're moving the air. You're destroying the pineal gland. You're giving so much problem to the pineal gland. It's a difficult world to live in, but just to understand. And we got all the knowledge. We can even tell Tesla about the Ekadashi. and how it transforms itself and is still contained in. It's not that it disappeared. The Akasha transforms itself and converts itself into air, still being there. And air goes to fire, and fire goes to water, and water goes to earth. So they're all contained within each other. But when I heard Tesla found out that, this earth, he was thinking, it's electromagnetism and this, that, and the other. And all of a sudden he says, wait a minute. This is beyond. This is sound. Sound is the maintainer of this altogether. If I get and he said it, if I get an opposing sound and I can project it around the earth, bingo, the earth is gone. Yep, the earth is gone. Not just a building or something like that, but just to be able to make a sound, and that sound be able to be projected around the earth will not be able to hold itself together. So we get a little bit more feel for the importance of sound. And you get a little bit more feeling for the importance of sound. And nice Ekadashi and everything. I just show one thing. Show one thing and then let you go. Yeah. Oh. You know, always, there's sometimes something really unexpected happens. I ordered that. I ordered that on the 17th of May. This company is so on top. They're just fantastic. And they're, earth friendly and everything. That's copper cloth for saris. That's copper cloth for saris. Woven copper cloth. And they'll tell you there's no chemicals added or anything. So anybody who knows the Faraday cage knows that's a pretty good thing. If you try to buy copper mesh or copper screen, so expensive. This, no. Very inexpensive. And you can't protect yourself all the way around, but you can surely put something like this, like a curtain in front of your window. When the breeze comes through, the Faraday effect happens. The Faraday cage, of course, helps to eliminate many frequencies that are bad for the human being. Such a simple thing. So, but I'm amazed. I ordered this May 17. This company shipped it out around the 20th of May. And they tried to give it to me from the 20th of May. And this is Blue Dart. This is DHL Blue Dart. They're the best. They're the most trusted. They couldn't get it to me. Everything happened. They even got as close as Imlitala and couldn't get it to me. One reason or the other. Okay, so then I'm doing puja to Vishaka on the 5th. And I'm doing my puja Vishaka on the 5th. And I'm bathing Vishaka and going through the whole, ritual. going through the whole ritual, and I get, after bathing, you offer a cloth to her to dry her, and you offer a cloth for clothing. And I'm going, well, it didn't reach here. Sorry, Vishaka. And not only that, but the day before, they asked me if I wanted it delivered on the 5th. And I said, no, please deliver it on the 6th, because the 5th I'm going to be so, I'm going to be so involved with bathing Vishaka and going down to the Yamuna that I won't be able to attend to you. Well, here I am sitting in my room, and I get a phone call right about this time that I'm supposed to offer a cloth. And Blue Dart's got the cloth in front of Nirjala. So if that isn't, that may not amaze anybody else, but I can't even believe it. In other words, Vishaka and them should have just told me, you're not going to get that cloth until the 5th. After you do your puja and come to the mantra for offering a cloth. I would have been, it'd be all right with me if they wanted to do something like that, but they didn't. And the company had to, in other words, Blue Dart only has to try to deliver 3 times, not just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and they could have sent it back. But the company called them up and said, no, try some more. And then the company called them up again and says, no, try one more time. Yeah, this is Blue Dart. They were made to try 3 times. Not 3 times coming, but every coming makes 3 times trying to deliver. So on the last time of delivery, here it is. The cloth comes. And I'm happy about it. Yeah. I don't know if this is a hot cloth for her. I don't know if I can offer it to her in this summertime or what. But this is a purifying cloth. From what I know, somebody else can study and get into it more. But from what they're telling me, this is a very purifying cloth. And they're very well known because these people, they make golden cloths, silver cloth, so many cloths, And I just felt that my necessity is just something that my air will go through and have the effect of the Faraday cage. Faraday cage helps to reduce bad frequencies. You can't reduce them all. They'll come right through the wall too, But at least you get a little bit of a faith that, you're doing something. You're trying to do something. So, of course, I'm going to order more. And you can, I'll put the description. I don't know if anybody goes to see the description, but I'll put the description. Because that's pretty good. That's doubled. Yeah. I'll put it in the description. You can order it. Mention my name. Make them feel good. Of course, they may just remember me by my legal name. Yeah, okay. I got other things to do. I got to go. Yeah. I just thought I'd bring that up on how sometimes we just don't see the value of what we've got in our hands. Even somebody like Tesla did not know what we learned a long time ago. Just in the creation of this material world, we learned that how it evolved. So he's thinking that you can destroy the sound, and yes, you'll destroy even down to earth. The whole thing will just come apart. But it can't destroy higher than the mind or intelligence. It can destroy everything from the Akash, down, and this will just become part of space. But it cannot destroy mind and intelligence and false ego. We are knowing, they are experimenting. We are knowing, and they are experimenting. The amazing thing of this is when Tesla's doing all that, and he comes up with some good inventions about electricity, and everybody's having a wonderful time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is finding the yoga pit. So, finding the yoga pit was such a wonderful thing that even the whole world was being affected. They didn't know, but they were being affected. They actually got free electricity for a while. There was free electricity, especially in New York City. The free electricity was being made, I think it's the Chrysler building. You can still see in this Chrysler, Jewish owned, you know, the Chrysler building. Who's Carnegie? Carnegie's owner of Chrysler building. And you can see remnants from their tower, because their tower shows how the free electricity was being projected. You can imagine. People were able to have free electricity. They didn't even have to worry about it. They just made a machine, grabbed the whole electricity, and that was sufficient for them. Oh, let's just sell the machine. But then someone wanted to control the whole network, so they destroyed the the blueprints. They probably didn't destroy them, they probably just hid them so that they can use them later. And they made it obligatory to use wires. And as soon as you confine electricity onto wire, then you can charge the people for the electricity. Before they couldn't. Before, if you tap in, it's like having a Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi in the air, and anybody can tap in. You know, they didn't like that idea, so they grabbed it and they took it off the scene and made money from it. That wasn't Tesla's idea. Yeah. Okay. Have a nice Nirjala Ekadashi. If anybody's wondering if I'm going to do Nirjala, no, I'm not going to do Nirjala. I've got enough complications in my body to understand I better not do Nirjala. So, but anybody who's trying, you go ahead and try. Yeah, it's just our bodies in this time, they just aren't staying healthy when we do these austerities. Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj says it's not that you do Nirjala Ekadashi and then you satisfy if you missed any other Ekadashi. It doesn't work like that. That's actually a Jewish way of thinking. That you do something wrong, understand? I do something wrong, and then I just do something right, and it will eliminate what I did wrong. Well, that's not how it works. The wrong is wrong and the right is right. Oh, we see that when they asked the king, Nriga, do you want your bad reaction to happen right away, or do you want your good reaction to happen right away? They're just in different categories. One does not eliminate the other one. The balance of the world, you have to have some negativity and you have to have some positivity, but it's not going to eliminate one isn't going to eliminate the other. Oh, I'm going to do some... No. You have to get off of that plane and get onto the plane of bhakti. And then you get a benefit. A good benefit. And that benefit may pass over the negativity. It may, it doesn't attack it. It just is greater, so it passes over it. That's it, If I don't have a material body, then all the negativity that's supposed to come to me isn't going to come because I don't have a material body. Bhakti does not try to contradict good acts and bad acts. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It's not in that realm. Not going to worry about it. No. Bhakti is in a whole different realm. It's not in the, like Bhaktisiddhanta called it, the realm of the Putanas. Realm of the Putanas, pious Putanas, and also the impious Putanas. They're still Putanas. No, Bhakti is out of that. And we have to elevate ourselves to that position. Okay. Yeah, okay. Remember, I just give an example of cortisol being affected by even when the sun hasn't risen. It's being affected all the time. And if we go against it, the cortisol will give you trouble. Don't you worry about it. But that's light. What to speak of going even up the grade? The fan is going to affect you. Yeah, the fan will affect you. The fan will affect the pineal gland. It's air. So you go from fire to air. Of course it's going to affect you. And then you go up to sound, the Ekadashi. Of course it's going to affect you. Negatively. And not in a nice way either. So it isn't that these elements of the sun, like the effect of the sun on the cortisol, it's very, very positive. And you just have to know how to use it. How should I use light? Don't put big fluorescent lights and LEDs and everything all over the place and think that you're cooperating with the cortisol. Forget it. It's in the muscles of your veins. And if you have problems with blood flow and you got a little blood pressure elevated, but you're really doing harm. Because the muscles in that vein are going to restrict. Understand? But there is a way out. There is always a way out. And that's nitric acid. Nitric oxide. Yeah, nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, the blessing of nitric oxide, is that it goes into your bloodstream and it relaxes the muscle. And that relaxing of the muscle allows the blood to flow. And when your blood flow is not restricted, you can go to sleep. Understand? Now, then you say, okay, if I put bright lights in my room, I'm reacting with the cortisol, and the cortisol is restricting the blood flow, and I'm trying to go to sleep, but I can't. Of course you can't. You've just activated the cortisol. You can't go to sleep. Oh, I'm having a hard time going to sleep. Well, put everything together. The nitric oxide can help you out, and there's so many ways to do. Even just humming produces nitric oxide. But some nuts give you the L-arginine. L-arginine. That's a amino acid. And the L-arginine, it turns into nitric oxide into your body. So some nuts can be eaten before wanting to go to sleep in a certain quantity, you know, and in a certain way. But they help for sleeping. And just by this, you can see the effect, the deep effect on what nature has and what we are going against nature. And then we're complaining about it. We go against it, you're going to suffer. Try to find out things that, if you're having trouble sleeping, don't worry. You eat the right nuts and you'll feel sleepy. And don't eat them when you want to be awake. You will feel relaxed. Of course, I have in the morning and I have in the evening. Because the relaxing just, you can absorb things easier. The cortisol makes you like too much wanting to do hard work and run around, because that's what it's supposed to do. I'm just giving like such small information that it's you know, almost worthless. But there is so much that when we work against Mother Nature, we can go faster than Mother Nature. Well, Chanakya Pandit says, walking, you lose so much your life. Running, you lose more. Riding a motorcycle, not back then, but riding a horse, you lose a lot more. Can you imagine what you're doing when you do an airplane? A lot of your life span is gone in that travel in an airplane. Just in the travel in the airplane, a lot of your lifespan is gone. Yeah. So we do all these things and we still want to live a long time. Let me balance it out. Okay. Hare Krishna. I better push this red button.